Welcome back to Camp VA Chesapeake, campers. Do you want to have as many cool achievement badges as I do? I got the shitty movie tolerance badge, the bad production values badge, the creeping yourself out in the mirror badge, the screaming at babies badge, the stealing badges badge. I got all the stinking badges. You can earn all these badges too right here at Camp VA Chesapeake. And all you have to do is sit back and enjoy our second special Halloween double feature for this month on another exciting episode of Video Dungeon Theater. Tonight, we honor the tradition of going away to camp, an activity that is very strongly associated with summertime, so what better time to honor summer camp than right now, in the middle of fucking fall? We're gonna be watching The Burning and Friday the 13th Part 3. Why Part 3 and not Part 1? Because this is Video Dungeon Theater and we play the stuff that no one else is playing. Plus, it's the first one with the hockey mask, which I like very much. First up, we got The Burning, a classic summer camp slasher flick about the notorious Cropsey killer from New York. Ever heard of Cropsey? Well, if you were a junior camper in the Staten Island area back in the 70s, then Cropsey was like your version of Slender Man, just less well-tailored and much, much stabbier. Hey, check this out. There's a park in Staten Island called Great Kills Park. Like half of it is condemned due to radiation contamination. It's true, I read it on Wikipedia. Gee, I wonder how come all those 70s kids had such morbid imaginations. Anyway, The Burning is a movie that doesn't play by the rules. It zigs when you think it's gonna zag, and that's all I'll say so I don't ruin any surprises. For that reason alone, it's one of the better summer camp slasher flicks out there. But besides all that, you also got the film debut of not only Holly Hunter, but also Jason Alexander, master of the timeless art of seduction, and special effects by the master himself, Mr. Tom Savini, who turned down Friday the 13th Part 2 to work on this picture instead. Plus, we got our old buddy Jack Shoulder here too. Remember him from last episode? He was the director of Alone in the Dark and serves here as editor on The Burning. Speaking of burning, let's get into the camp spirit by getting the old campfire going. After we're done chopping it up in Staten Island, we're just a short drive away from our next location, New Jersey, at Camp Crystal Lake. This is a momentous occasion, Dungeoneers. Not only is this our first episode paying a visit to the iconic Jason Voorhees, this is also the first episode that we present in 3D. Whoa! Okay, let's light this campfire up and get some s'mores going. Beautiful. Yes, folks, it's Friday the 13th Part 3, the movie that brought the 3D fad into the 80s after being long dead since the 50s. And we got that good old shitty red and blue 3D that makes your eyes hurt. None of that fancy new stuff. Suffer for cinema. As I mentioned, this is the first Friday the 13th featuring the iconic hockey mask and is the third of the first 4 human Jason movies before Jason became Zombie Jason in Part 6. Part 3 may also very well be the only one of the original first 4 movies to take place on Friday the 13th. Blasphemy, you say? What about this scene from the 1980 original, you say? Well, the movie may have come out in 1980, but Pamela Voorhees' tombstone from Part 4 clearly shows that the original film took place in 1979, and there was no Friday the 13th in 1979. Part 2 takes place a day before Part 3, and we know the kids in Part 3 were coming for the weekend, so Part 2 must be before the weekend. Part 4 takes place after everything in Part 3, so only Part 3 has even a possibility of having taken place on Friday the 13th of the year 1984, which is 5 years after the event of the original, as stated in Part 2. Woo! Man, all that talking is making my eyes and lungs burn. Also, I can't not mention good old obnoxious Shelly. We got 2 movies tonight with 2 annoying dorks. Shelly from F-13-3 and Alfred from The Burning. Shelly may be an irritating loser with poor understanding of social cues and personal boundaries, but at least he's not a drooling prevert like Alfred. At least Shelly had the good decency to get murdered. Screw you, Alfred! Oh, God. Okay, it looks like this marshmallow is about ready to get s'mored. So let's get this movie started, why not? But first, let's have a traditional campfire song. Oh, I'm a happy camper. I love the summer sun. Oh, wait, we're not showing that movie yet. Okay, open up. Here comes the s'more. Whoa, 3D.